off, a little sign came up after and said the internet connection has been disconnected and now it's been restored. So getting back to what I was saying, if it cuts out, I will keep coming back. Don't worry about that, or I'll go to a different server. This garbage has got to stop. There is nothing lawful. There has never been a lawful federal parliament. There are no lawful laws and no outside agreements are valid. End of the story. All the liars can go jump on their heads. They're liars. Anne Toomey is sprouting lies. I'm not calling her a liar. I'm saying she doesn't know what she's talking about. The problem we have is we're being lied to and people are believing it. We have the right to contest every court case before they hand down a decision. And you can contest it on the grounds they must prove their authority. The requirement for that is Section 40 of the Judiciary Act. When an issue arises under the Constitution, they have to prove it, not us. Page 795, the fourth paragraph says so. End of the story. The Constitution is above both Houses of Parliament. They must comply with it. Page 676. The Parliament's not supreme. Page 676 at the bottom. 346. Not all the enactments of the Parliament are valid. Only those passed pursuant to our Constitution, made in accordance with. And those laws only binding on the courts, judges and people of every state. The rest are void. I'm doing this quickly because I suspect they're going to try and cut me off again. I don't care. I'll keep doing it until I get it. I've had enough of them messing around with the law. The law is that I'm revealing criminal offences. You block me off, you become party to them. Wake up to that fact. Don't play games. I'm not. I'm serious. Yes, we can take it to England. The Crown has not been dissolved. That's all lies and fraud. And it's been pushed around by many people in this country. Oh, look at that. Western Australia never went into Federation. Yes, they did. And the letters patent for that is on the wall of the Church of England, Perth. Albanese said we don't have a religion in this country. Yes, we do. Regardless of what Whitlam did, signing the Unidroit Treaty of Rome, the religion of this country is the Church of England. You don't like that, too bad. It's here. It isn't communism. Communism is not a religion. It's a system to destroy countries. Communism and socialism is a direct attack on the Commonwealth Constitution Act, the Commonwealth Constitution derived from it, and the people here. It is not a religion. The High Court couldn't rule it because they weren't lawful when they did it. As of 1979, the High Court has never been lawful. Sometimes its decisions are correct, clear and precise, because some good men sneak in there and put the truth in there. Some of them are just brain-dead idiots who think they're going to get away with what they're doing. I'm not going away. Thanks, Mick. I'm not going away. These people are going to pull their head in. They're going to abide by our Constitution. They're going to do what they're told or get out of our Parliament. And the only way to do it is to stop paying them. Stop doing what they say. No Bitcoin, no pie in the sky, digital currency. Pounds, shillings and pence in coins and in notes. End of the story. You don't have control over the internet. Is it under your authority for legislation? Yes. Pass the legislation that kids can't watch porn and ban those stations and all the different platforms from putting porn on. It's filth. We don't need to see it. I'm not going to say what just ran through my mind because I've had enough of your rubbish. I choose not to look at the porn. I choose not to get involved in it. We are responsible adults. We're not little kids. We don't need some brain-dead half-wit sitting in the Parliament and say, oh, it's for your safety. No, it's not. It's not for the kids' safety either. If it was, you'd ban everything else that was on there, which is rubbish. The lies and the fraud that you put on there to start off with. It's just lies and fraud. Wake up to this. I'm not staying on here all day. I'm saying this is the original charter of the United Nations. I've had it for a lot of years. And it's not the same as the garbage now. The one now is I'll just hand everything over to half a dozen bureaucrats because they know more about how your brain operates than you do. Really? You're not really going to believe that, are you? You're not going to let these brain-dead morons tell you what to do, are you? Really? Are you that stupid and zapped out on drugs and too busy playing football and watching sports and that you're going to sit back and let them dictate how you live your life? Is that what you want? Oh, you won't be able to go to the beach. Why? It's not your turn this week. You can't buy fuel, not your turn. Food, not your turn. You want that control? No. We don't want any of that garbage. We want freedom. Supreme, absolute and uncontrollable authority. It's ours, not politicians. Wake up before you lose this country. Albanese, you're a lying, thieving traitor. Don't like what I said, put me before the court. I can prove it. Believe me, I can prove it. You lied, misled and deceived the people when you said, look at that, we kept our promise, 20% off HEX fees. Why are our kids paying HEX fees to go to university and you're bringing people in here, giving them the money, supporting them while they're here, and they don't get any HEX fees? Why not? Why not, Albanese? You lying thief. Oh, look at that. Aren't you going to do a wonderful job of giving 5% deposits? What is the point in allowing us to have 5% deposits when you're paying off your house for the rest of your life, just more of your wages every week instead, and then you don't own it because you've decided, or your Labor politicians in each state have decided we'll have Torrens titles where you don't own your land. Why? Because the Act says you don't own it. So how are you buying it if you don't own it? More fraud and lies from you peanuts? Are we going to sit back and let you do it? Or are we going to fight you? We're going to fight you, I'll tell you that. If I ever have another business, you won't be buying anything out of my business. No politician will. None of yous. You can try and pass a law, still won't do it. You'll get nothing. You'll be thrown out the front door. Every person in this country has the authority to withdraw their services. If these idiots sitting in our parliament who have decided they are going to tell us what to do for our own good, they can't even control themselves. How many of them get done for drink driving, drugs and everything else? Loads. When it came out, they suppressed it. But every single one of them, past and present, who do nothing about the pedophilia in this country, are guilty of the crimes committed. I don't care if you don't like what I say. Boo-hoo, get over yourself, you're lying. If you conceal criminal offences, you're guilty of them. Treason, treachery and sabotage, you're now guilty of it. I'm revealing it to you. It's before the court here. Let's see if the court has got the guts to stand up and do something about it. You see, I filed a document, an affidavit, onto the manager of the court to show cause how he can allow employees of a company to create a court in our buildings since they've removed the crown. He has to answer that. If he chooses not to, he's a nice enough guy. I don't hate him or dislike him. In fact, I get on quite well with him. But it's still treason and fraud. I don't care how nice a person you are. I don't care if you call yourself a Christian or you preach in the church. You break the law, you're a criminal. Now back to goods and services tax. You have to collect excise and customs. And that's the only act that can have two subjects of tax in it, excise and customs. Every other law has to deal with one subject of tax only. Goods and services, it's an unlawful act. Meaning what? Meaning no BAS statements, no pay-as-you-go tax, nothing until you actually get to the end of your tax year and you pay tax on your profit. You, as an individual, they cannot tax your labour nor the fruits of it. It's voluntary. Don't volunteer. You go around and you tell everybody we're bound by this, we're bound by that, and yet when it goes to the High Court and you challenge the Taxation Department, 8 or 9 times it's proved they don't exist in law, and they don't. They've got an ABN number, so who owns them? It's somebody trading as. Every ABN is somebody trading as. If they've got an ACN, they're a body corporate. So it's a separate entity to itself, with a board of directors controlling it. Who's controlling the Commonwealth of Australia, registered with US Securities and Investment Commission? Who's controlling that? Politicians or political parties or both? Who's getting profit from that? Because we're not. And Albanese, stop borrowing money from other countries and giving it to different countries, because inevitably everything you own and every politician owns has to get sold to pay that back, and we don't catch up the slack. You serve it in prison in those countries that you borrow it from. Political parties do not belong to us. We don't want anything to do with you scum, because you're not serving us. We want independent people selected by the governors of the states in accordance with the letters patent for the Electoral Act. And that's what it says. When the Parliament is prorogued by a lawful Governor-General, which we haven't had for a lot of times, they issue the writs to the governors of the states. They put out documents asking or inviting people to become our representatives. One person for the Senate, one person for the House of Representatives that represents the whole state, because electoral boundaries don't exist and you can't put them back. Clause 8 says so. Clause 8 says when the Commonwealth is established, which it was, it's a self-governing colony of England. So the very idea that England's a separate country or a foreign country is a nonsense. Everybody who works in our public service, right down to the ones who shovel out the dirt in the sewage farm, have to swear the oath of allegiance before taking their oath of office. They become officers of the Commonwealth. Every police officer. Are the police in our constitutions? No, they're not. They're employed under imperial acts, under the direct control of the governor, so he can arrest the Parliament when it will not behave. At federal level, they're Commonwealth police. Commonwealth police. Not federal police. Not under the control of the federal Parliament. All 3 tiers of the military under the control of a lawful Governor-General. He represents King or Queen, whichever's in place. Not you maggots. You are stepped over the line so far, you're nothing but indespicable creeps. And Shane Van Syne, anyone who votes you in to run for mayor, it's a voluntary situation where you don't get paid. Go and have a look at the law. Page 936, the 8th line down, says municipal authorities, which is your local councils, not government, and local governments, 2 separate entities, the local government being the state parliament. That section authorises the states to have a local government, which is the state parliament. Anything else is a lie and fraud. Am I correct? Yes. Go read your law. I've read it over and over again to make sure of what I'm saying. There's so much corruption here, and it is in a mess, and I'm not going to get into any debates. People say they remove treason. You can't remove treason if the federal parliament didn't exist. You can't take out the death penalty if treason didn't exist. And treason cannot be removed without the people, and it would have to be a little more than just the people. It would have to go to the reigning monarch, given that all those laws are imperial acts. And the Colonial Laws Validity Act prohibits us from interfering with any of them. I don't care if Anne Toomey, and I know she does, says they're statutes. They're not. They're imperial law, and it says in our Constitution even if that act, being the Colonial Laws Validity Act, has never ever been enacted. It is beyond the legislative authority of every single politician to interfere, or every colony to interfere with a letters patent or alter it in any way. It's an imperial act. You have no legislative authority to touch it. Wake up. Yes, we've had no lawful Governor General since the 2nd of February. It's the 6th of February, sorry. That's the date, that's nothing. Don't worry about it. The thing is, I'm not going to rave all day. I'm just going to say we don't have a lawful federal parliament. So Albanese, stop going round recognising someone who we don't recognise. And as for that green half-wit in the Senate, who told that Jacinta Price to take off the flag, or he'd wear the Palestinian one, what's wrong with the President of the Parliament, the Speaker? Tell him to get out. He's citing an act of treason against the people. There's no Palestinians in our Parliament. They're not. They've either naturalised into the British Empire through the proper Immigration Act, or they don't belong here. Political party dictatorship? Absolutely, but they don't have it. It's just what they say. So when you're ready to go back under an imperial measurement, which is acres, miles, and give us pounds, shilling and pence, oh, it's too expensive. It was before and you did it, so how come it's too expensive? You just don't want to do it. You think you're going to get out of it. Oh, it's not for the good of the country. Yes, it is. Absolutely is. Absolutely is. Sit down and look at what from an open point of view. I grew up with both systems. I know which one is a better system. The original ones we had. And it's also the lawful one. The other is not. I agree with that one, Lorraine. It doesn't matter what these maggots say. The fact is, I did not lose my property. It was stolen off me. Eventually I will get it back. And yous will pay. You think you're smart, Van Stein? You've lied, cheated and carried on. And by the way, my name's not Wayno, it's Wayne. Yours might be Shano. And I'm not going to repeat your nickname because I know what you get up to, but it's not my business. It's a business for lawful police, which we don't have. So, that's enough. Listen to what I've said. Transfer it onto your own computer because they'll wipe it out. They've already had one go in the middle of it. Oh, of course, they'll deny it. It was just an accident that the internet dropped out right in the middle of it, totally, 100%, and then cut back in a couple of minutes later. Aren't they nice? So have fun, you people. You cannot censor the internet. It's not yours to censor. Understand that. You need our permission. You didn't have it, you can't do it. So don't do it, Albanese. And as for people buying their house, put as much on it as you can. 5% will not cut it. And demand the proper title, because without a written title issued by the Governor, the Queen's representative, which we don't have and need, you can't buy land. You're not buying it. You're buying the biggest headache in history. And those idiots think they had the authority. They have no authority over land unless it's in Section 51 of the Constitution. Understand that. Maybe, Andrew, I don't know. Or one would hope. But I've got 10 kilos of pennies, if that's any help. Anyway, enough jokes. Got to go. You have a nice day. Just think over what I said and watch it several times. If you need any information, I've got it in writing. And it's available. And they can't stop that. Oppose everything these idiots are doing. They're not the government, especially the federal one. They're definitely not a government. They're a legislature. And they can't put legislation together. So thank you, everybody. Have a lovely day.